This video is about a man and a woman who have been separated for a year and a half. Finding a way to be united again, they decided to take the big step and get married online so that the man can go back to the Philippines and be united with his family.
Oh, you can say that again. That is so true, sir. Yeah. But I don't know if this name's one of yours, but I'll let him. So I think we're. I can see my future wife, and I'm here. I've got my witness here. Well, good. You've done this 100 times, so you, yeah, easily. But you can probably put yourself in my shoes just temporarily. Yep. Well, what I will do is give you the same advice that I like to give to any nervous bride or groom. All you need to worry about today is three things. First, showing up, which you have. We've got the technology working. That's a big sigh of relief. Second thing that the bride and groom have to do is look great. Now. Sorry, can you say that again? Can you say that one more time? The second thing you have to worry about is looking good on your wedding day. Here's the trick. Rosalind, is that how I say your name? Was it Rosalind? How do I say your name, right? Rosalind, yes. Rosalind. Rosalind looks great. Anthony, if you're like me, your only chance of looking great is having a beautiful woman on your arm. So correct. Not in the same location, but pretty soon she'll be there. Yeah, correct. Third and final thing you need to worry about. Just make sure you say I do at the right time, and I'll make sure that happens. All right. Well, let me do a few things first. I'm going to check your marriage license application, make sure everything is good, and we've made a few changes. So is it Anthony or Anthony? How do you say your first name? It's Antony, Antony. O-N-Y. Okay. And what state in Australia were you born in? New South Wales. Okay. New South Wales. And I have an address for you right now in Perth. Is that correct? That is my residential address, but it's not where I'm intend. Yes, but that is my residential address. Correct. And let me ask it this way: your marriage certificate will say currently residing in, and it will say Perth. That's fine. With your marriage license saying that, okay. Yes. All right. And really, when I ask these questions, it's really making sure that it shows up on your wedding certificate the way that you would like it to. Rosalind, is your middle name Malinao? Yes. All right. And yes, you were born in the Philippines. What province in the Philippines were you born in? Cebu. Sebu? Yes, sir. Cebu, yeah. Charlie Echo Bravo Uniform. Yes. Okay. And I have a current address for you on Camotes Island, Cebu Province. Is that correct? Yes, sir. All right. And the city of San Francisco? Yes, sir. All right. You are all set. Oh, I should have asked for one other thing. Yeah, go ahead. What? Okay. I think we had everything right. Let me ask one other question. We've been dealing with this. Rosalind, were you born on the 10th of January? 11. Okay. 11. I will fix that to the 11th. We have had some minor issues with our system moving people's birth dates by one day. So you're born on the 11th. And Anthony, I have you born on the 29th of May, is that correct? No, it should be the 30th, 30 May, 1964. All right. So I've updated that. Thank you.
That's why I check this, make sure everything's good. And again, these are little things that are going on with our system. And this doesn't look right. Are we sending a copy of your certificate to Armenia?
That's correct.
That's where you're currently located. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good, good. Okay, so you're currently in Armenia, but Perth is still your place of official residence.
That's correct.
All right, we're good with all that then. Next step, I need to meet the witnesses. So, Anthony, who's your witness there next to you? All right.
I can say.
You know Anthony.
We met about maybe like 5.5, 6 months ago in Nepal.
Wonderful. So you're a good friend of his, and I have to ask, are you over the age of 18?
Yes.
Okay. And I see that it looks like you're recording on your phone.
Yeah, that's.
Anthony, I have just, and which is great. And Anthony, I've just given you permission to record the Zoom meeting directly to your computer. So you can do that as well. And Rosalind, I'm giving you the same permissions as well.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to switch over to Rosalind. Am I saying that right? Rosalind?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your witness there, who's your witness?
My name is Leia Lozaro, sir.
Okay, so that looks like a different name than I had, but that's fine. And what's your connection to Rosalind?
We are a good friend and a neighborhood.
Excellent. And you're over the age of 18?
Yes, sir.
All
I'm
right.
25.
So at the very end, I'll get your name again at the same time that I have to type everything in and make sure that it's all correct there. All right. Well, I have vetted the witnesses. I've made sure the marriage license is in order. Now let me tell you how the ceremony will proceed. Once we get into the actual ceremony, I give a little speech to start it, and then I finally get around to asking the important questions. Do you take her to be your wife, and do you take him to be your husband? You can answer those questions with I do or yes, or anything that's a clear affirmative response. Then, are we going to try to do anything with a ring exchange as a part of today's ceremony?
Yes, we have rings.
Okay, so we'll do the virtual ring exchange. It's quite exciting. And then, have either of you prepared your own vows in preparation for today?
I've sort of, I'm going to ad lib, but I have got something to say.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that's what I'm going to recommend. So I personally think that the promises that people make when they get married are really important, but I also think the details of those promises are your business and none of mine. That's why I don't have any formal vows to repeat. But first, I'm going to suggest that you make those formal vows somewhere, somehow. Many couples choose to do that privately. Many couples in your situation are waiting until you can be together, and then you're going to have a follow-up ceremony, the traditional big wedding, and you're saving formal vows for that time. That's a great idea as well. For today, even though this is simple, we'll still want to make it special. So again, I'll have you ad-lib some vows, and the invitation will be share some feelings of your heart. Now, Rose, we're going to ask you to do the same thing as well, but if you don't know what to say, you may simply say, I love you, and I love you is a pretty good thing to say on your wedding day, and it's a pretty important thing to say throughout your marriage, and this is why. Happy marriages don't just automatically happen. Happy marriages are a result of both of you choosing to invest in the relationship. That means you show kindness to each other and serve each other. That means you work through the inevitable conflicts and issues that are a part of any marriage. To do that, you need to have open and honest communication, full of trust and listening and understanding, coming up with creative solutions to your problems and give and take along the way. The final thing that I think is the best investment you can make in the relationship is becoming a better version of yourself. Now, don't try to force your partner to become a better version of themselves. That will backfire. Don't do that. But both of you can choose to be a better spouse and a better person tomorrow than you were yesterday. Just a little bit better. Over time, those little bits seriously start to add up. But you make some mistakes along the way. As necessary, apologize, forgive, and above all, be patient with one another. Now, if any of that long list of things that I just talked about sounds like hard work, welcome to married life. That's what you're getting yourselves into today. But I am a fan of the hard work of marriage life. First, it's just the price you have to pay. Want happiness out? You need to be prepared to put those things in. Second, all of the hard work gets easier, and your motivation to do it increases when you love each other, and when you remember that you love each other, and why you love each other, because you go out of your way to show that love to each other. So, here's the pattern. Express love to your partner in ways that they best understand. Some people like hearing the words, some people it's acts of service, for some people it's affectionate touch, others it's gifts, others it's time spent together. There's lots of ways that we communicate that love. Communicate love to your partner in the way that they best understand. Then, both of you get to feel loved. If you both feel loved, it makes it easier to put in the work. You both put in the work, it increases the opportunities of happiness for all the years to come. After you say the feelings of your heart, that's when I'll double check with the witnesses, make sure they heard everything. And if they did, I can then pronounce you. That will be the end of the formal ceremony, and then we will finalize your wedding certificate. Sound like a plan?
Sounds great.
All right, so I've got Antony, and how do you say your middle name?
Trevelyan.
Rebellion, just like it's spelled, but I wouldn't have gotten that on the first try. Rebellion, and last name?
Kozasek.
Kozasek. All right, Antony Trevelyan Kozasek. All right. And Rosalind, am I saying that right?
Yes.
And how do you say your middle name?
Malinaw.
Malinaw, and your last name?
Palacio.
Palacio. Again, just like it's spelled. All right. There will be a charming Western American accent to your names today, but we all know who we're talking about, even if I don't get the pronunciation right. Rosalind and Antony. During this unique time in our world's history, which has created a unique setting to this important chapter in your personal history, we are safely socially distanced at 3 separate locations spanning oceans and continents, but still gathered in the same Zoom meeting so that we can unite Antony Trevelyan Kozasek and Rosalind Malinaw Palacio in marriage. No matter where you happen to be located throughout the world, I welcome everyone on the call to the historic Utah County Courthouse here in the city of Provo, state of Utah, United States of America. My location here in the city of Provo is the host location for the ceremony, establishing jurisdiction to legally use the Utah County issued marriage license. We are able to gather in this fashion because computers and smartphones and Zoom conferences are powerful communication tools that can bring us together. Let the novelty of this occasion remind you of an even bigger power, the power of love that will also always bring the two of you together, even and especially when it feels like there are forces beyond your control that are keeping you apart. We've also learned, through living through a worldwide pandemic for a year and a half, that life is an adventure full of twists and turns and ups and downs and all kinds of surprises. Adventures are scary when you are alone. That's why it is good that you have found one another and, more importantly, chosen one another to be companions on the adventure of life. With all of those words to set the stage, Antony, Trevelyan, Kozisek, do you willingly take Rosalind, Malinau, Palacio to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. Rosalind, Malinau, Palacio, do you willingly take Antony, Trevelyan, Kozisek to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. I will now ask each of you to take your rings and hold them up to the camera. Close as you can get, like you're almost trying to force it through the camera at each other. And obviously that's not going to work, but you each have a ring. Oh, is she getting your ring?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good to have a ring bearer.
Just taking the tag off.
All right, and again, hold that ring up to the camera. It's almost like you are giving those to each other, but not quite. You can now take those rings and place them on your own fingers. As you place the rings on your own fingers, first, look forward to a time when you can re-put the rings on one another's fingers. That's a tad bit romantic, more romantic. The other thing to remember is that rings have no beginning. Rings have no end. That's why rings are the symbol of the love that a married couple has for one another. All right, Anthony, I'm going to keep it on your end now. Look through your camera into the face of your beautiful bride and share the feelings of your heart on your wedding day.
Hi, darling. This is really exciting.
Yeah, I know.
I love you, darling. You've been a great partner for the last 10 years plus, and I'm so excited that we're doing this at last. Should have done it a long time ago, but anyway, now that it's happening, it feels great. I love you, darling.
Love you too.
All right, and Rosalind, you now get to look through your screen to the face of your handsome groom and share the feelings of your heart on your wedding day.
And I just want to thank everything. You, you take care for me and my 3 kids. Thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure, darling.
Love you.
Love you too, darling.
Beautiful. I am all too familiar with those bittersweet tears. Bitter because you're separate, sweet because we're having the wedding ceremony today and getting you officially married. All right, I need to do a few more things before it's official. Your witness there, next to you, Rosalind.
Yes.
Did you hear Rosalind and Anthony say they wanted to marry each other? Yeah, so the questions to you as the witness. Did you witness Rosalind and Anthony saying they wanted to marry each other?
Yes, I am.
All right. And Judith, you also witnessed these two saying they wanted to marry each other.
Yes, I did.
All right, here's what all of that means. Everyone that needs to say yes said yes. I now get to say, by virtue of the authority vested in me, by the laws of the state of Utah, from where I am hosting this ceremony, I now pronounce you Antony, Trevelyan, Kozisek, and Rosalind, Malinau, Palacio, husband and wife, legally and lawfully married.
Yay!
Blow each other kisses as husband and wife.
Now you gotta blow the kiss.
Love you, darling. I'll give you those kisses soon in person.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to start working on the wedding certificate. While I do that, witnesses, go ahead, and this is your turn to each take a moment or so and share your congratulations with the happy couple.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congrats.
It's great, darling.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, Leah.
Una-una ay. Si Anton mo.
All right, and I just get to do a little bit more boring typing on my end. All right, and now I get to share my screen and show you what I've been up to. So up here at the top, we have your names. And again, did I get the birthdays fixed correctly?
Correct, sir.
Okay. All right, everything else looks good. My information looks good. I have civil authority. This is a potentially trick question, but I will ask it anyway. Anthony, what is today's date?
1st of September. Yes, 1st of September here.
Excellent. You passed the test. Now there's where it gets confusing. Rosalind, what is today's date in the Philippines?
September 2.
That creates a bit of a problem. Here's how we're going to resolve it. All right. My location here in Provo, Utah is the host location. So that's where you got married. It is also when you got married. So the 1st of September, and in America we like to do it backwards, but the 1st of September will be the date of your wedding. Now, here's what I recommend for the rest of your life. Rosalind, on the 1st of September, you either take Anthony out to dinner or cook him a special meal and help him celebrate his
She's a chef.
anniversary. Anthony,
Yes.
on the 2nd of September,
Uh-huh.
you either take Rosalind out to breakfast or serve her breakfast in bed to help her celebrate her anniversary.
Sounds great to me.
And remember the time that two crazy kids, one of them living in the Philippines, the other from Australia, currently temporarily residing in Armenia, decided to get married in Provo, Utah, the most romantic place on the planet to get married nowadays.
Oh, I get.
All right. Judith, I just realized I had left a D out of your name. Otherwise, double check, is your name spelled correctly?
So good.
Yeah, it looks good.
All right.
It looks
and then
good.
the witness at Rosalind's, and what was your name again?
Yeah. Leia.
Spell that for me.
Lea. Apple H.
All right. And do you want me to put in your middle name? It's up to you whether or not you want it on the certificate.
Middle name?
Middle name? Or we can say it again.
Baral. Bravo. Alpha. And double R. Alpha. And L.
Okay. And your last name.
Lucero. Lucea. Eagle. RO.
All right. So I'm just going to make sure I write this down in our paper copies as well. Barrallucero. Okay. I then click a box that says that I'm authorized to perform wedding ceremonies. I click another box that there were two witnesses to the ceremony. I get to sign my name using a keyboard, it will give us a preview screen. So again, I've got Anthony of New South Wales, currently residing in Perth, Rosalind of Cebu, currently residing in Cebu, and witnesses name down here, and my information looks good. Anything on this that we need to change?
It all looks good to me, Russ.
All right. Then I click finalize, and just like that, your marriage is officially on record with the Utah County Clerk's Office.
Wow.
Even as we speak, digital copies of your wedding certificate are being certified through blockchain technology, and you'll receive those in your emails in a matter of minutes. Our office will also be mailing out a paper copy, but my guess is that because you're out of the United States, both of you will be wanting an apostille of your wedding certificate.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Order those directly from our website under the menu item that says certified copies. The first step is to search our records. You'll find yours, and then there's a box that clearly says order apostille. Fill out the form. Our office doesn't do the apostille itself. We merely prepare a mailing, send that to the lieutenant governor of our state. They'll do the apostille stamp, and then send it the rest of the way to you in whatever shipping you request. So that's how all of that works. All right. Anything else that I can do for you wonderful people today?
So Russ, that last detail you just mentioned, I've got an agent working on my behalf. So
yeah, so the agent should know how to do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, if that's something that you worked through with them, and again, it's not uncommon for us to have agents order the certificates and all of that. Excellent. Yep.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Well, God bless you. This has been fantastic. I love the state of Utah, and I think I love it even more. The fact that you guys were able to make this happen. It's brought a lot of joy, and
Good.
I thank you so much for the beautiful ceremony today, Russ.
You are most welcome, and I will make sure, as I always do, to pass your thanks on to a very visionary county clerk who said, let's save people a 20-minute drive to the office, that led to all of this, and a fabulous in-house information technology team that made everything happen. I love sharing this story. In New York, they had found out what we were doing, during the pandemic, summer of last year, and called us up and says, "Hey, what program are you using?" And we said, "We just wrote our own."
Wow.
They were quite
That's
put
pretty
out by that,
interesting.
and it just keeps getting better and better. And again, the highlight of my day is being able to help wonderful people like the two of you, where there are so many barriers that, again, beyond your control, that have been put in your way. And if we have made those barriers a little bit few and a little bit lower, I think that's a challenge. I need to take care of my next ceremony. I wish the two of you all of the happiness this world has to offer, and then a little bit more.
Thank you so much, sir.
Everyone on the call, have a safe and a wonderful day. Goodbye.
So we can just hang up now, right?
Yeah, but I'm just going to end the meeting, and then I'll kick everybody out.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Russ. Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, it happened.
So you're a married man.
Technically, yeah. No, well, not even technically. I think it's legal.
Yeah, he said you were legally married.
Far out.
So, pretty cool.